This is I Hope You Can Still See Me by lilymonch on Wattpad, a Sugawara Koushi X reader. This is author's note and chapter 1. FSL, or fatal sense loss, is a fictional disease that causes the host to lose senses constantly. If you meet your soulmates, your senses will be returned, but if you don't find your soulmate, your life will never be normal. Chapter 1. You went to Kitagawa First Middle School. Your best friend is Tobio Kageyama. You grew up in a local hospital. In middle school, you lost the ability to feel and taste. After you lost the ability to feel and taste, you never had to be worried about tasting something sour or getting hurt by a thorn. Just one of the perks of living with FSL. You could be out of the hospital for 2 weeks at a time. You chose to go to your first day of school. You were always into volleyball, and you and Kageyama would practice at each other's houses. He would set and you would spike. You went to find the volleyball club were two boys in the gym playing volleyball. You recognized one of them, but not the other. You couldn't help but laugh when they got kicked out for fighting. Your hair, HC or hair color, was shining in the light from the sun, and your eyes, eye color, glittered in the sun. You walked in and asked if you could join. They were unsure about the idea, but said yes. You were told to watch the team play. You and Tanaka, one of the second years on the team, got along really well. When Hinata and Kageyama challenged the team to a game, you were put on their team. Your team ended up winning against Tsukishima's team. Kageyama's punishment if he lost was that he couldn't be the setter. You had to return to the hospital, and it freaked the team out when they got the news. What do you mean Wyan is in the hospital? Kageyama said. I don't know when Wyan is coming back to school. I was just informed that they have to leave every 2 weeks to go to the hospital, Daichi said in a calm voice. When you came back, you were blind in both eyes, but you insisted on spiking at least one ball in a set. The whole team did a couple sets, and none of them expected you were able to spike down a ball that was higher than what they expected, that was as high as you could go. When they asked how you were able to spike the ball, you said you felt the vibration of the ground and stopped the ball. And when the blockers were running to stop the ball, you knew where the ball was going. The whole team was impressed. When you were able to leave, you had to leave with Kageyama to get home before curfew. So you both said bye and headed to your home. When you got to your house, you hugged Kageyama and said goodnight. You could hear a small goodnight come out of Kageyama's mouth before heading inside. Tomorrow will be different, you said, drifting into sleep.